Yo, what's up? My name is MOONBOY, and today we're making bass house. Let's do this. House has got to be one of the most fun and high energy, diverse genres in electronic music. I've been making it non-stop. And what makes it really special is there's so many sick subgenres under it that you can choose from and explore. There's the energetic festival bass house. Focus on this chaotic anthem feel made to make people jump and using like dubstep basses. There's the UK house, which I did in my last tutorial. Then there's the ethereal bass house. This mixes house with some trance elements and some ethereal vocals and melodies. Then there's speed house, which is basically like bass house on steroids. Complextro, which is pure ear candy. This is why I love house music. There's so many styles and emotions you can choose from. So today we're gonna be making a mixture of pretty much everything. Hard-hitting bass house basses, ethereal melodies, and even some complextro. Step 1 to making an epic bass house song is the drums. Bass house is usually around 126 to 128 BPM. We're going to do 126 BPM. So this is the main pattern for bass house. I'm going to be using drums from my newest sample pack, Astral. We start with a kick on every beat, 4 to the floor style. Clap on every second beat, a hat on every offbeat. Now you have the fundamentals of a house beat. Now here's some secret sauce to spice up a house beat. Cymbals on the first beat to add some impact on the drop, adding some rides in a 1/8 pattern that's panning left and right to get some width, offsetting your clap slightly to the left, accent percussion for swing and groove, snares, hats, and even a reverse kick at the end. Volume is everything as well, so make sure your cymbals and hats aren't crazy loud. Here are some other sick drum patterns for house as well. Now you got yourself an awesome bass house beat. Drums are done. Step number 2, the vibe. We're going to draw inspiration from one of the most euphoric styles of house, trance. I love trance because the way it mixes uplifting melodies and atmospheres. It's a great way to add some emotional depth into your song. Synth number 1, the cosmic lead. I'm gonna be using a synth preset from my newest pack, Astral. The key to this synth is a pluck style envelope on the filter and volume, and effects like reverb and delay to add more space into the sound. Here's some secret sauce of how to easily make trance melodies. Start with the root note of your song in a triplet pattern. Then add a second note on top following the first notes, either 5, 7, whatever fits the key. Have it repeat every bar and then duplicate it to 8 bars so we can make a progression. These top notes are gonna act as the melody and the bottom notes are gonna act as a bass progression. Ableton has a cool feature where we can set the scale of the song. This is an F sharp minor, so now I can just pick notes that are highlighted. Now you can get creative, move top notes around, start playing with it, make a bass progression. If you already have a melody you're going based off of, you can kind of convert those melodies into the style based off of just using those triplet patterns. This sounds really good. Maybe I'll show you guys some other ways of how to make trance style melodies or different styles in a separate video. Synth number 2, the cosmic pad. We're going to complement this melody with a really euphoric pad bass progression. So here I made a bass progression to complement the melody. Here is a really easy way to make a great pad synth. Starting with a saw wave, add multiple voices, and then detune them. The dissonance causes movement and width within the sound, and it's so satisfying. This is probably one of the most useful sound design tricks. I do it almost every day. Then to finish it off, we add a filter and spice it up with some different effects like phase and reverb. Sounds so good. Synth number 3, the rave lead. Now we're going to throw this melody we just made into a more hands-up ravey lead. I'm gonna use another preset from my newest pack, Astral. So sick. Melody and synths are done. Step number 3, the bass. This is the bass that's gonna get the crowd jumping, so we gotta make it as hype as we possibly can. So for the first bass, it's gonna be an anthem style bass, and we're gonna call this the Space Laser. Let's start with building the bass pattern. Following the theme of trance, I'm gonna do a triplet pattern. But the sound design is gonna be heavy. So once again, I'm gonna show you how you can make a 6-sound detuning saw waves in multiple voices. We're gonna have 2 saw waves, one with 2 voices and one with a ton. Next is the effects. I want to have a lasery sound, so I'm going to do that by using EQ and sweeping the frequencies with an LFO. We're going to have a high pass, and we're going to use LFO1 to draw an automation. Click envelope to repeat every note. So now you can hear we have this lasery sound. Whenever you have the main characteristic of a sound like this, just add some compression, effects like chorus, reverb, delay, and then you're surprised of how big the sound will get. These are just some really sick techniques I've been exploring recently with my team, and we've made so many sick presets like this in Astral. Bass number 2, the sub. I feel like people don't talk much of how important the sub and low end is when making electronic music. I mean, literally look at a studio speaker. The biggest part of a studio monitor is the sub. I mean, literally this one has 2. Look how massive this is. To make the best subs of your life, do these 3 key things. Use triangle waveforms. It has the perfect amount of harmonics just to make like deep subs. 2, add distortion. 3, automate volume and pitch bend. Here's some secret sauce about creating sub rhythms. Add a hard side chain and pitch bends on the offbeat. It creates a satisfying bounce. Step number 4, the vocals. Now I love the direction of this track so far, but I feel like I want to add some human emotion to it. These past few months, I've been working with talented vocalists around the world for my new project, Astral. I'm going to add one of the vocal samples we made here. Hit me up and down. This is perfect. Now let's add some effects. I'm going to throw on one of my FX presets I made for vocals. Hit me up and down. I'm all in for now. It has hyperdimension for width, delay and reverb for some space, and compression just to bring out the sound. Hit me up and down. Sounds so nice. I'm all in for now. And another really awesome FX preset I have for this is an effect that immediately makes a pad out of everything. So dope. It basically creates a world that this voice can live in. We're gonna layer this underneath the clean vocal as well to create this whole space, this world around this vocal. Up and down. I'm all in for now. Hit me up and down. I'm all in for now. You can find these presets and so much more in Astral as well. This is such a cool effect. I mean, even Fred again is obsessed with this kind of effect. He calls them drones.
Drones? Always. Always. Beautiful.
Perfect. Vocals are now done. I'm all in for now. Now before I show you guys some more secret sauce, I am so pumped to finally announce to you guys my next project, Astral. This has to be my most special sample and preset library to date. It includes over 7 collections of vocals, serum presets, drums, melodies, and so much more. I created this project because after producing so many different styles and genres, I realized I have an opportunity here to create the next sound of 2024 with amazing vocals from professional vocalists around the world. Waiting for you, waiting for you. I even hired some really skilled sound designers to help me innovate serum presets with some really dope techniques. As special thanks to you guys, I'm giving away a free version of Astral for you guys to try out, including everything that's in this YouTube video for you to use and learn from. Astral drops November 3rd, and once 500 licenses are taken, it won't be available again. Those 500 producers who get a license will have an exclusive production suite. Download the free beta and learn more in the description below. All right, let's get back into it. Step number 5, the drop. Now that we have all these sounds, melodies, and an epic beat to start with, we can get started on the drop. After the A section with the Space Laser bass, I want to drop into some epic complextro vibes. We're going to draw inspiration from like this Daft Punk, Madeon, old school Skrillex vibe. Using creative chops with synths and vocals. It's all about creating a rhythm and melody with synth chops and vocal chops. So I wanted to come up with a new technique when it comes to making a drop and using the basses. And what I did here is actually really cool. So instead of the sub and the synth playing the same exact notes, I separated the low end sub and the lead synth, and I'm making a sort of harmony with both notes. Almost like a power chord. So here's how it sounds. The lead is playing this. And the sub is playing this. You can see the low end and the lead is creating a sort of harmony. And this is so cool because it still sounds heavy, but it adds a bit of feeling into the drop synth. This is a really cool technique I haven't seen done much, and I want to explore more. Final step, the song structure. Another great way to create really entertaining and catchy drops is thinking of them as A and B sections. Basically what this means is creating two different variations of a drop that complement each other. Here's what I did. God, that's so satisfying. This leaves so much room to be creative. I love this. Leave a like if you like epic drops. All right, now I think you have what it takes to make Bass House. And guess what? I'm gonna be hosting a huge producer contest next week, so be prepared. Please leave a like if you learned something. It supports my channel, and also subscribe because I do so many really awesome tutorials ranging from all kinds of styles, from drum and bass, dubstep, you name it. I'll be reading all the comments as well, so comment what you want to learn next or what is your favorite part. I love hearing feedback of what I can do better for you guys. All right, on to the final results.